Now, when 36-year-old Dublin multi-millionaire Niall Melon bought himself an exclusive residence in Cape Town in South Africa, it seemed that life couldn't get much better. As he left his home each day, he had to drive past one of the black townships in the south of the city. And one day, curious as to what life is like in a township, he drove in. And from that moment on, his life changed forever. To his horror, what he witnessed was over 15,000 people packed into an area of just under 50 acres and living in truly squalid conditions. He decided there and then that he wanted to help and he was going to do something about it. So using his own money, his skills and his contacts, he set up the Niall Melon Township Challenge, which has already improved the lives of hundreds of families out there. Helping him achieve his aim is one of Ireland's most successful groups, the Corrs. To tell us more, would you please welcome Niall Melon and Sharon Corr. Nice to meet you, Niall. Nice to meet you. Niall, that day that you drove in for the first time into these black townships, I know you were passing it on a daily basis. What did you see? What was it that got to you?
I think it was the absolutely appalling living conditions that our fellow human beings were living in. I saw little children with no shoes, walking down over open sewers, and shacks that really back home we wouldn't even put a chicken in them. Really the most appalling living conditions imaginable. But in the midst of that, a warmth and friendship from the people, with more curiosity about me and our life here, and particularly what Ireland was like, more than their own hardship. And that struck me as remarkable in the midst of their horror.
So you come up with this idea of the Niall Melon Township Challenge. What exactly is it?
It's a community building project. I've asked the leaders of this community to meet with me and the residents, and I proposed that they themselves would become a model of success and inspiration for all South Africans by becoming a building force and building their own houses. And I said to them that if they joined with me, I'd come back to Ireland and ask the Irish people to come out for 1 week or 10 days every year in large numbers and support them and build with them. And that was the start of really the Irish volunteer, concept of sort of township
How many times have these Irish volunteers been out there?
We've had 2 trips already. We had 150 fantastic builders the first year and 350 last year, and we're trying to grow that this year to maybe 500 or 600 coming out together from every part of Ireland, for 1 week, to try and build, as many houses as we can.
Describe to me the houses. Could you call them houses that they were living in the first instance?
Well, they're very real houses to these people, but to us they're the rusted corrugated metal that one might find on a rubbish tip back home, or maybe wet chipboard that would have been discarded in the skips you might see on a building site back here in Ireland. And these people have to make a permanent home out of these materials. And what's even more remarkable, anybody who's been to South Africa would have experienced the Cape Town winds, which are legendary, that these people expect the roof of their home to blow off it 2 or 3 times at least every winter. And most people have a plastic heavy-duty bag, and they keep their clothes in it, and no matter how bad the rain might have been in the storm of the night before, they make it in time to work for 8 or 9 o'clock the following day. They open up this sealed bag and go about their daily day, even though they may have no home to go back to.
Sharon, I'm not ignoring you.
That's okay.
How could one ignore you? How did you get involved? What's your involvement?
Well, literally about 2 years ago, myself and the rest of the band were on a flight to South Africa to rehearse and perform at the 4664
Nelson Mandela concert,
AIDS Foundation concert. And literally in the airport lounge we met Niall, and we got talking about what he was doing, and obviously it sparked a lot of interest from all of us. And then when we were down there, we went and we made a visit to the township, and we met all the builders who were out that particular week. And really, when you see stuff on the TV and when you hear about stuff, it never really hits you as hard. It can't hit you as hard as actually the experience of something like this. When I went into the township, I was really shocked. I couldn't believe that families from 3 to 10 people were living in just literally a box made of corrugated iron and just bits of wood and just bits of cardboard. It was shocking, and just the fact that there is no sewage system, there's no running water. It really is. It's a heartbreaking experience, you know.
You're just not lending the Corr's name to it. Like you're actively involved in it, and certainly your husband Gavin is very involved in it.
Yes. I mean, and it was funny because that trip to South Africa, Gavin hadn't told me he was coming to South Africa, and he arrived, I think, on the Friday, and we'd been on Robben Island with Nelson Mandela that morning, and he arrived in, and he went to the gym in the hotel. And he's sitting in the gym and he's hearing all these Irish accents around him. He's going, what is going on here? There's so many Irish guys in this hotel. And he got talking to a lot of the builders, and they said, well, you know what? You're coming down tomorrow. So Gavin literally, he flew in on the Friday. On the Saturday morning, he got up at 6. He worked the whole day as a labourer in Imizamo, and came back looking like nothing I'd ever seen before. And he wasn't looking good that day, and he just, it really touched Gavin. He was thrilled to be able to do it. He was out again last year, and they brought over a contingent from Northern Ireland. A couple of the guys are in the audience here tonight, and they all again were very, very touched by their experience there, and they were able to build, what was it,
50 houses in 7 days.
Yeah.
They built 50 houses in 7 days.
Yeah.
I think everybody back home getting an extension done will be wanting the telephone numbers of some of these guys.
Well, two of them, as you say, Sharon. Paddy McKenna is from Randallstown. He's there. And Christian Hood's from Killarkin. Welcome, guys. Is this a bit of a busman's holiday? Like, is it good fun or what, or is it really tough work when you get out there?
Well,
go ahead, Paddy.
Well, there's plenty of crack, Jerry, and stuff, but great involvement and sense of achievement from everybody that gets involved in it. The whole Niall Melon challenge was to get tradesmen out, crying out for skilled tradesmen to go out and do the work, and the perfect opportunity was there to go out and do the work, and just to be actually involved and be there right on the doorstep.
Yeah.
Well, when we build the doorstep, like, to see what you're actually doing with the fundraising that went on, the money that you took out, you're actually doing it for people hands-on, and seeing the houses being built inside 2 days, the roof going on it, painted, plastered. It's just a great achievement, you know.
Why the hell can't they do that back here? What's your trade, Paddy?
Electrician.
And what are you, Christian?
Joiner.
How has what you've done affected your life? Has it changed your life from what you've seen and what you've worked on?
Yeah, certainly. Whenever you come back, you look around you and you tend to look at small things like even wasting food and different things. But you get so much satisfaction out of seeing the children's faces over there. You know, I mean, you see kids running about and their bare feet. I mean, I can recall a guy just pulling a basic box of pencils out of his bag, and the kids went absolutely wild for such small thing as a pencil.
What would you say to any tradesman listening to us tonight now? What would you say if he was even thinking about going out in November?
I wouldn't even have a second thought. I mean, this time last year, I wouldn't even have dreamt about going anywhere like that. I mean, only Sharon's husband that asked me to go, and I went, and it's such a great experience. It's okay giving to charity, but as Paddy says, actually go on and doing the job yourself. You get so much satisfaction out of it, and you know the money is going there, and you know that the people are going to benefit from it.
Well, congratulations to the two of you. Are the both of you going back out in November?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Well done. Niall, so let's recap. What are you looking for in November?
I'm particularly short this year. We've had one or two trades every year that just, by the look of the draw, we were short. And this year we're particularly short of plasterers, number one, and bricklayers, second. And each person who comes has to raise, I mean, as well as work for free, they have to sort of pay their way. So it's $3,000 a head that's needed.
So if I'm a plasterer and I'm thinking of going, I've got to raise my own $3,000 to get me out there and to keep me there?
Yes.
Yeah. I work 12 hours a day, every day.
Yeah, they're full
in
days.
blistering heat, probably. But it's worth it.
We'll provide plenty of sun cream and stuff like that, but it is a holiday, but it's not a holiday. That we've a very serious mission this year to build 100 houses, and they're tough rules. You know, if people miss a day because of a late night, there's a few airline tickets, and people will immediately be sent home in the evening. Like, we really want to make the people in the township proud that we've come, and also I think for the people who make the journey to feel it really was.
Are you made welcome by the local people?
There's I suppose a bafflement why so many people will travel so far to help people they haven't met. And you know, in fact, Nelson Mandela asked me that exact question, you know, what is it about Irish people that they will travel so far to help their fellow world neighbour? And the only reply I could think of was I said to him that the Irish builder will travel anywhere to get away from his wife for a week.
Well, there's another good reason.
But I think, only joking, but I think on a serious note, I think a lot of Irish people, you know, I think certainly their parents, a lot of the people who are coming, will remember much tougher times in Ireland and mass emigration, and a lot of these things is the real current life within South Africa. And to play a part in trying to improve that, even on a very small level, I think it makes a big difference.
So, we've only got about a minute left, but I mean, you build these houses, you sell them to the people or give them to them?
I suppose there's no free lunches. Most of me would like to give the house for free, but so far the way we've done it is they're given free of bank interest, and any repayment they make goes into a central community fund to build other houses.
I gotcha.
So it's very much a community spirit.
I gotcha. We have a phone number if anybody's interested. I think it's on the screen. It's Dublin 003531 495 1800. Ring that and you'll get more information, or you can log on to www.irishtownship.com when you're looking for individuals and even companies, even better, that might release a few of them.
Well, companies would be fantastic because they might be able to send a batch of maybe 3 or 4 or 5 people.
Great talking to you. What a fantastic idea. And I hope you get many, many, many people from Northern Ireland. Are you going back out in November?
I definitely am going back out in November.
I'll go with you.
I'll be the one with the shovel.
And I'll be the one with the HUD.
That's it.
Sharon and Niall, thanks very much indeed. Good luck with it all. Thank you. Thanks very much, Chris, and thanks, Paddy. Okay.